Welcome to Assembly Update. I'm Angelo Santa Barbara, Assemblyman for the 111th Assembly District, representing Montgomery County and parts of Schenectady and Albany County. Welcome to the show. Today we're going to talk about the Girl Scouts of Northeastern New York, and we have with us two special guests, Deb Funk, troop leader for 2336 in my hometown, Rotterdam, and Nikki Provost, also troop leader for the same troop in my hometown of Rotterdam. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for being here. Maybe we could start off, you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I am lucky to be the mom of one of our Girl Scouts. I was a Girl Scout as a child, and I was super interested in having my daughter go into it. And so when she did express an interest and we found that there wasn't a troop in our area, I did the volunteer training. I convinced Nikki to join me, and we were able to put this troop together. So my background is really as a Girl Scout and as a mom. Nikki brings a whole lot more to it. For us as well.
Okay, and Nikki?
I'm a local teacher, and I've worked in a couple of the districts, and so I was in Shelmont. So it worked out conveniently that we found out that there wasn't a Girl Scout troop at Jefferson Elementary, and there was a whole bunch of girls already on a waiting list. So we made flyers, we sent them out, we called the people on the waiting list, and it turned out we had a first-year troop that was ready to go.
That's great, and this is a brand new troop in Rotterdam, and how many girls are in it?
We have 9 girls. And then we have a sister troop that started up this year as well, which are Brownies and Daisies in our building. And there are over 20 of them now in that troop that we work with on Fridays.
That's great. Now, Brownies and Daisies. Now, just maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
Daisies are the youngest of the Girl Scout age group. They are the kindergarten girls, and some going into first grade. And then Brownies are the first grade going into second grade girls. We are juniors, and so we are 4th graders. And juniors go up to 5th grade, so we'll be able to be juniors for 2 years. So we're looking forward to this. Is just the beginning for us, and we have a lot to come. And
the girls that get involved in Girl Scouts, is it a seasonal thing, or does it go on throughout the year?
We'd like it to go on throughout the year. The meetings will most likely happen during the school year because it's convenient to do that. But we have a great group of girls and a great group of supportive families, and we'll likely try and do some field trips or some real fun things over the summer as well.
And we hear about, Girl Scouts doing things in the community and doing projects. What are some of the projects that the girls have been able to take on and accomplish so far?
We've been pretty lucky. One of the goals that we have as Girl Scouts is to build girls of courage, confidence, and character. And in getting them involved in their community, we're able to do that. A little bit later, we'll have the girls come in and talk to us about what the Girl Scout law is, and we teach them to follow that law by helping people in the community. The journey that we're doing right now is the Take Action journey. And so in that, we teach the girls the value of the power of one, how important they can be, and how they can actually accomplish things on their own, even though they're a girl. And then we teach them the power of team, and we've done a lot of work together as a team. We've worked together with the Boys and Girls Club in Rotterdam to do some great things, and we've had support from them. We went to the Animal Protective Foundation in Glenville, learned some things about what they needed, and the girls are very interested in helping them. We've had the opportunity to work with Mohawk Ambulance and earn actually our first aid badge, and so our girls can help anybody in the community whenever there's an emergency. I was very impressed with how well they learned, how easily they learned how to respond in an emergency. And then in the spring, we'll also go and visit with one of the LifeNet helicopters at one of their bases, and they'll learn a little bit more about careers in emergency medicine and about how they can help their community through their individual efforts. One of the things, I don't know, Nick, if you want to talk a little bit about some of the things that we did with Operation Christmas Child. The girls are really great at coming up with things that they can do to help people locally and in a bigger community.
As we have kind of gone about this journey, Girl Scouts encourages the girls to become the leaders. And so we have reached out to sources that they already know, which is one of the reasons why we're here today, because Mariana is in our troop, your daughter.
Yes.
So we have lent on some of the help from some of our parents and our other volunteers in our community to reach out to the Boys and Girls Club, to the Animal Protective Foundation, to our churches in our community. And the girls are really learning about what power they have and how they can reach out and find those places to find out where the need is in our community and what it is that they can do to make a change that'll happen. And as we grow in the junior level in Girl Scouts and even onward, their goal is to try and find out how they can make their community and have an everlasting effect. So one of the highest levels that they can earn in Girl Scouts as a junior is to find something in the community that they can make an everlasting change on. And so we are in the process of doing that here at the Capitol, is figuring out how that happens. How can you make something last longer than just, you know, a recycling project maybe in your building, or make something that affects more lives? So we're looking forward to that and figuring out how we can have a big footprint in our community here in Albany and Rotterdam.
And what are the, so my daughter's 9, and what are the ages to participate in Girl Scouts? Is there a requirement, or?
No, it's kindergarten about 5 up through being seniors, and then adults, and we have alumni even in Girl Scouts that can carry on. So anyone can be involved, anyone can help out, and anyone can become a member.
And I know you mentioned badges. I know you talked about, and I see the badges on the girls. Maybe we could just talk about how you earn those badges and the process of getting those badges on your uniform.
Sure. Our one badge that we're working on today is actually a legacy badge. It's the Inside Government Legacy Badge, and the girls are learning what it means to be an active citizen. And that's been a badge that Girl Scouts have earned for the last 100 years since we've been founded in 1912. And so some of the things we have to do are go to the government building that's in our area, try to interview someone that we is involved in government and that we might know, figure out how a change happens, how that process goes about from becoming an idea to actually affecting other people in a community. We are going to be learning how to get your message out. So for you, it would be your campaign. But for the girls, it could affect them as far as like a school vote. It could an office at a local community event. Becoming a leader in any kind of capacity. They need to learn how to get their message out and speak well, and get their ideas across to other people. So those are some of the focused things that we're doing to earn this particular badge.
And there's quite a few. Is there a certain number of badges, or is there a certain number you need to get to a different level? Or?
There are a whole bunch of badges. Girl Scouts really encourages girls to figure out what is important to them and to go after those badges that affect them and that they like. So that's the really nice thing. It's exciting for them because they're interested in it. It's not something that us as leaders decide that, oh, this is a neat thing, we should just do it. It's them coming up with what's important in their lives and they want to do.
Do they go after these, do they decide individually, or do they decide on the badges as a group?
Well, to begin with, they like to do it individually because they look pretty and nice, and you get this big catalog of all of these ones that are available. But as the girls finished the journey, we started to learn how to collectively share ideas and find common interests and become more of a team. So when we earned our Power of Team badge, that kind of really shifted our direction as a whole troop to earning certain badges that they all had an interest in.
And are you finding that the girls are actually becoming closer and creating that bond as they go through this process?
Absolutely. We recently did a video with them that we did for our sister troop, and it was just them sharing how to go about cookie selling booth time because they're younger kids that are our sister troop. And they did such a great job. It was all in one meeting, so we had 2 hours, and they put on this whole skit, and of course you can't remember all of your lines. And they helped each other out. They did a wonderful job. So they are becoming very close, I think.
I think so.
And you mentioned the cookies. The girls are out, so they actually go out themselves and sell the cookies and work on fundraising as well?
They do, and each troop picks 2 goals. One goal for their cookie sale is to benefit them as a troop, as a team, because they're working together. The other goal that we pick is something that we can affect in our community, something that they decide is more of a service goal, we like to call it. So our troop actually had picked that they all wanted to do something with animals. So we went out and visited the animal shelter to find out what exactly the animal shelter needed in our community and what it was all about. So that's their goal. But each troop has a different one. So it's important to ask when you see a cookie booth sale, what is your money going to?
Yeah, and there's, you mentioned fundraising goals. Is there, do they have their own personal goals of what they want to get out of what they want to get out of the Girl Scout troops, or is it something that is organized through the troop leaders?
I think each girl has their own goals when they come up with it. A lot of our brainstorming ideas, they definitely are young women who are going to become leaders someday and have their own opinions, and they bring something new to the table each time we meet. So as much as we would like to try and plan and guide them, they certainly are capable of really running the show and knowing what's going on, and with a little guidance here and there, because they are only 9. But they're doing a great job, and I think they're really going to go somewhere someday. I think that they're going to become great leaders.
So there's a lot of choices that are actually, they're kind of guiding, creating their own path as they go through this process.
Absolutely.
And that in itself helps them grow.
Yeah.
And if you're going to school as an after-school program, doesn't interfere with any educational stuff. So throughout the year it happens. How do we sign up? If girls are interested, who do they contact?
Well, you can go to a local school and ask if there's already a group established, or you can go online to the Girl Scout website, which is www.gsneny.org. And there's lots of information there, and I know you'll be talking with our council rep in a little bit, who can give you some more guidance as to how to go about that.
Great, great. Okay, we've been talking with troop leaders from 2336 in my hometown of Rotterdam. We do have the girls here, and just before the break, we're going to bring them on, and they are going to recite
our Girl Scout Pledge and Law for you.
Our Girl Scout Pledge and Law. Okay, girls. Thank you for joining us. Okay, I'll leave it to the troop leaders.
My honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, and responsible for what I say and do. And to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout.
That's great. We couldn't have said it better ourselves. Excellent job, girls. Thank you for being here. And I want to thank you both for being here as well, for sharing this information with us. We are going to take a little break, and when we come back, more about the Girl Scouts of Northeastern New York.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Packers, Viking, Packers, Viking, Viking.
Red state, blue state, vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Night owl.
Early bird.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities, our families,
United.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back to Assembly Update. I am Assembly Member Angelo Santa Barbara, 1170 Riverfront Center, Amsterdam, New York, 12010. You can reach me by phone at 518-843-0227 or by email at santabarbara@assembly.state.ny.us. Welcome back to the show. We have been talking about the Girl Scouts of Northeastern New York. We talked to our local troop leaders in my hometown of Rotterdam, and now joining us is Nancy Bilowa from the Girl Scouts of Northeastern New York, and she is the Chief Development and Brand Officer for the group. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity.
I appreciate you being here. Maybe we could start off if you could tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved with the Girl Scouts.
Sure, absolutely. Well, much like our troop leaders, I was a Girl Scout when I was a kid. My professional, I'm from the local area, grew up in Del Mar and went away to college but came back and primarily have a marketing and communications background and also have done fundraising for some area nonprofits, and a few years ago had the opportunity to join the Girl Scouts in a professional role and was very excited to do so because Girl Scouts, with its legacy of 100 years, now 101, and its place in history as the leadership development organization for girls, really the largest and premier, the opportunity to have an impact in that way on girls all over the country was too good to pass up. So here I am.
Now the name in itself, Girl Scouts of Northeastern New York. What is the geographical region that we cover?
We actually cover 15 counties, from as far south as Columbia Green all the way up to our Canadian border in Clinton County, Clinton, Essex, Franklin counties to the north. So we cover a wide area. About 5 or 6 years ago, we merged councils. We had 4 legacy councils, and so today we have this large capacity, high capacity council, so we can deliver quality Girl Scouting in a very consistent way to all the girls in our coverage area.
And we had just been talking to the local troop in Rotterdam, and that has just formed. If there's an area that wants to form a Girl Scout troop, would they contact your office?
They can absolutely contact our office. Our phone number is 518-489-8110, and somebody certainly can help guide someone there in terms of if they're interested in either registering their daughter or a girl in their family for Girl Scouting, excuse me, or if they're interested in starting a troop. Certainly go to our website, gsneny.org. There's lots of materials there that tell you how to do that. And also, as Nikki had said, you can certainly contact the school administrators in your school district and ask them if there already is a troop in existence there, or multiple troops. And so there really any and every way is possible to start a Girl Scout troop.
And the website obviously has all this information on it.
Oh, absolutely.
If people want to do a little research on their own, they can do that.
Absolutely, and certainly the national website, girlscouts.org, is also very chock full of lots of other information in addition to what we offer locally. And
the overall, I guess, just for the audience, the overall mission of the Girl Scouts organization, how was it started, and what are we accomplishing?
Okay, well, Julia Gordon Lowe is our founder, and she started Girl Scouts 101 years ago in Savannah, Georgia. And really how she started it was she was traveling abroad, and she met the gentleman who founded Boy Scouts. She heard about the Boy Scout program, and she thought, there's no reason why we shouldn't have the same opportunity for girls. So she came back to the States, to her neighborhood, and she called a few friends and said, bring over the girls. I have something I want to introduce them to. And it started with 15 girls in Savannah, Georgia. And now there are 59 million women around the world who were Girl Scout alumni. And we have 110 councils around the country and Girl Scouts around the world, because internationally we have Girl Scouts participating as well. And so it just became this enormous opportunity, really, to develop the things that girls weren't getting otherwise, perhaps from their families or perhaps from school, kind of, letting girls think outside the box, maybe out of the norm of what they were expected to be doing. So, and of course, it's snowballed over the years. So.
And it certainly
here we are today.
And in our region, excuse me, in our region, how many troops are there at this point?
I don't know how many troops, but I know we have over 11,000 Girl Scouts, and we have over 5,000 volunteers. So, so it's Quite significant, quite significant.
And you mentioned volunteers, and certainly there's always room for more volunteers.
Absolutely. And what we struggle with today is that most people think the only way you can volunteer for Girl Scouts is to be a troop leader. And Deb and Nikki are phenomenal troop leaders, and they decided this year they were going to tackle it, and it sounds like they're doing a great job, and they're enjoying it. But there are probably over 101 different roles that a volunteer could take with Girl Scouts. They could work with other volunteers. They could train other volunteers. They could certainly be a troop leader. They could be what's called a girl mentor, so they could work one-on-one with girls. There are so many different ways that someone could volunteer, which is adaptable to their own schedule. You know, if they work full-time and they don't have the hours that someone maybe thinks goes into being a troop leader, there are lots of different roles that could accommodate their schedule and their interests. So again, you can go to our website, gsneny.org, or call our Albany office, 489-8110, 518 area code, and someone would absolutely walk someone through the different roles. And also men can be volunteers as well.
Well, that's good to know. It sounds like it's very flexible, and you can volunteer as little or as much time as you'd like.
Absolutely.
And would you say that there's volunteers across the region that are needed? Does it fluctuate?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
We always need volunteers. And I know you had asked earlier about, is Girl Scouting tied to the school year? And certainly a lot of it is, but we do Girl Scouting all year. Of course, summer is summer camp program time. Right now we're hiring college students to be camp counselors.
Okay.
So that's actually a paid job, but there are so many roles throughout the year. If someone's looking for a way to really impact and change a girl's life. Girl Scouts is for every girl everywhere. So there are no socioeconomic boundaries to being a Girl Scout. So if you really want to impact and change a girl's life, Girl Scouts is the way to do it.
Now you mentioned camp counselors, so there's specific camps, or is there camps that people develop locally, or are they already established?
We actually own, I believe, 5 camps from kind of expanse of our coverage area in our 15 counties. We have a few in the North Country. We have Woodhaven in Saratoga County, Ashota in Rensselaer County, and a few in the Lake George area too. So.
The camp counselors, is there qualifications, or is it just a training course?
No, there are qualifications, but all that information is on our website. If any of our, well, really any age can be a camp counselor and assist with all the different elements to camp, which is such a wonderful experience.
And I know I asked this before, but the age groups are pretty. It's
kindergarten
pretty broad.
through 12th grade in high school. Yes.
And do you find that people that are is there the different levels of sort of graduation to different levels of Girl Scout? Are there age groups for that, or do they move on at a certain time, or when they achieve a certain amount of goals?
It is based on age. Daisies are kindergarten through 1st. Brownies are 2nd and 3rd. Juniors 4th and 5th. Cadets are middle school age. And then seniors, even though you would think a senior is a senior in high school, it's not. It's a 9th and 10th grader. And ambassadors are 11th and 12th graders. And the program really evolves. And as our troop leaders said, it really is dictated by the girls' interests. The girls, this is a leadership development organization for girls, so the girls really drive the direction of what they're going to do and where they're going to go. So, of course, as they mature in age, what that looks like looks very different. So it's a world of opportunity. Just amazing what these girls can do. They knock your socks off.
Do you find that, and this is one of the things that I've noticed in this group, do you find that girls are, as they move on, they are now mentoring other girls coming up in the position they were maybe last year or the year before?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It really is a wonderful sisterhood. I had the opportunity a few years ago to go to the Girl Scout National Convention, the 100th anniversary convention, where there were, oh my gosh, 5,000 Girl Scouts, adults and kids. And you could just see that it just is inbred in Girl Scouting, that alumni like to mentor girls. That's why a lot of volunteers were Girl Scouts, and Girl Scouts themselves have that opportunity to mentor the girls coming behind them. So it's really, it's a lifelong relationship with an organization that really serves girls that you can have when you're part of this. And you can see the girls when they do it. They love the opportunity to mentor the little ones.
And I think I asked this before, but the badges, some of them are very impressive. That the number of badges that some girls have earned.
Yes.
How many different? Is there approximate? How many badges can you earn?
Oh my gosh, I have seen some girls where I don't think there is an ounce of space on their vest. Thank goodness they went to vests in addition to the sashes, because I don't know how the girls could fill up. I mean, the sash could wear about 6 sashes. Some of the girls, they do cover it completely, and they go to something else. I mean, they start putting them on other things. It is, for some people, it is an accomplishment. I think Nikki mentioned the legacy badges, and that's something that was reintroduced a few years ago. And those are badges that have had a long history in Girl Scouting. And a lot of those take a lot of time to earn, because there's a lot of proficiency tied to those. So it's not just you do something one time and there you have the badge. It's something that, it takes a long time to earn some of those. So when you look at some of these girls who've been around Girl Scouting a long time and their vests are covered, they've worked really hard to get those badges.
And I've seen, I know I'm familiar with Boy Scouts as well,
Sure.
and there's ceremonies that go along with each part of the process. Are there like mirrored, I guess, equivalent ceremonies that go along with this process as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have certain, we have bridging ceremonies when girls go to the next level of scouting. We have awards, the bronze, silver, and gold awards. The gold award is the top level award that a high school girl could earn. Those are individually earned, and all these projects have to have sustainability elements to them. Lots of ceremony, lots of pomp and circumstance, and that, those are great ways to congratulate the girls on their hard work. I mean, these girls spend a lot of time, working on trying to accomplish something and better themselves, and it's nice when we can honor them publicly.
So in our region, in the northeastern New York, the largest Girl Scout troop, do you know what area? And about how many members?
I don't know, because we try and maintain the girl and adult ratios, so we don't necessarily go large. We have large communities, and those tend to be, as your daughter's troop has, there are multiple troops in a community, and sometimes they'll get together as a community
Jointly,
and do things together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't even. I would say probably the largest troop is probably 25 girls, but then you might have 4 troop leaders, because again, much like school, you try and maintain adult and adult to girl ratios.
And is there 25? So this group is 9. Is there a minimum number to start a troop, or can you start?
I don't think so. I mean,
okay.
I think we have some troops where it's a mom and 2 girls. That's not ideal, because obviously they, part of the process is learning off of each other and engaging with each other. So obviously the more girls, the better. But I don't. That's
so
a good
there's
question.
no size too small and no size too big.
That's
and,
right. That's
if
right.
you're interested, definitely visit the website. I want to thank you for being here and giving us this information.
Thank you for having me.
I want to thank the local troop leaders for being here as well, and the girls. They did a very nice job.
Oh, absolutely. We don't have any Girl Scouts if we can't see those girls.
Yeah, that really was an excellent job by them. Is there any other information you want to get out? We had about 30 seconds left.
Just a reminder, as the lady said, it is Girl Scout cookie booth time. So if you haven't had a Girl Scout ring your doorbell, you can find out where Girl Scouts are selling in your area by either going to our website or downloading a Girl Scout cookie locator app on your smartphone, and you put in your zip code, and that'll tell you where you can buy Girl Scout cookies.
You can never get enough Girl Scout cookies.
Absolutely not. Now through April 7th.
In my house, we thought we had enough, but within a few days they were all gone.
Oh yeah. Well, as some people say, a sleeve is a serving. So
I want to thank you for being on the show. Join us again here on Assembly Update. Thank you.